So here's lovely AsDe this morning walking up for you. Now you can see his foot placement there from behind is a little bit coming out to the side. He's got a little bit of a twist in his hocks and his pelvis looks a little bit locked down, especially there on the movement. And you'll see as he's coming back down, his front foot placement, you see it just spins out here and there, especially on the left, from the left shoulder. He's not freely stepping under himself. His withers look very ski slope like, and as you see him walk, you'll notice his head and neck come up and back and away from the movement rather than down and out and into the movement. So you will see here as he does his serpentines how the pelvis isn't really moving, it's not rolling, it's not lifting. It's very straight, very rigid, very locked down, as we say. And if anything, as we see here again, the head and neck are coming up and back. As you do these serpentines and these steps under, it will help to release and ease his back. So always progressively usually gets better, which is a good sign. And as we both know, you have come such a long way with him in the past year and he's done well. So you can just see there on the left shoulder, just get some kind of locking. I don't know if that's the reciprocal apparatus they're doing that, but you can see there in his head of triceps, if you can see just below his spine of scapula, he has a dent there of tension that I hadn't actually noticed before in real life. So it's so good to do these videos. Now, as you'll see again, his foot placement is a little bit, his hind legs are kind of pushed him forward and his front feet are just landing almost wherever they go, really. Here on the right rein, it's even worse, and he's actually having to cross over his left fore to go round the circle. And he's not really creating a circle, he's more doing straight line, corner and bend around the end and straight line. Certainly not a bend on the circle. He's got a lot of knee movement there and nothing much coming from the shoulder. And so his pelvis is still, his ribs are looking pretty rigid as well. And then in a moment we are going to, actually we keep you here for a little while, and I think he does start to get a little bit better and a little bit smoother. Especially when he steps under and across, and then we stop and we discuss that if he's had an injury down this right leg, is he trying to save that on the circle, and is that why his left shoulder is coming out? And no, I think it's because he's got no bend, because he can't lift his back up. So if you don't have any lateral flexion to the spine, then you will have no kind of horizontal flexion. So if the spine can't move sideways, it's certainly not going to be able to move up and down. So that's why that it is got more to do with the lift of his rib cage and the tension here on the left shoulder, which I hope that you can see that clearly again now for yourself. See, and he's having to kind of paddle with the right. Okay, so nothing hugely untoward. Now what we're going to set you here to do is a rein back. So just work on him getting a nice square halt and preparing him for halt, and then head and neck down, get his attention. And you can't really guide him in this, it will slowly just become excellent. Although we want him to stop obviously coming to the left, but we need to work on that a little bit more and find out why that is. It's because he's not stepping back, but it's probably because he cannot put any weight back to be able to move backwards. That's a better stand after he's done a little rein back. Well done, well done. Okay, so that's the end of that video, and then we will do a post massage.